The topic of this video is about the ArcoLinux tweak tool. So a few years back we've decided to make something GUI, graphical user interface, but anything can be done by changing the files themselves, of course. And the thing that has changed is a new desktop you can install now by just selecting Pantheon. Now I'm not going to install this on my real machine, the ISO builder, but Super F7 launches VirtualBox. I built myself yesterday a new ArcoLinux XL. You can do that too. That's just ArcoLinuxB.com website and follow the tutorial. And you've got the latest ISO. What we want to test out is the ArcoLinux tweak tool. So we're going to get it. So now we're on VirtualBox. We type ISO and we know that indeed yesterday, look at the date, yesterday I've built my ArcoLinux XL, I've installed it, et voila. Now we can test it. We update our system, and if we update, we get the new ArcoLinux tweak tool and ArcoLinux desktop tracer in, right? So those are the new versions, and we say yes. So the only thing that has changed since last time you booted up is Pantheon. Now the machine has no clue what packages you have on your system, right? What desktops you have on your system. There is an amount, 1254 packages, but which ones he can't know. So the thing is, when you install desktops and look at all the choices you have, it might clash with something that you have. And then you just type it. You go to the Arch wiki and you see, oh, to install Pantheon, which is what we're gonna do, you need actually to type sudo pacman -s Pantheon. That's it, right? So type it in the terminal, see which files conflict and analyze. It's up to you to analyze. A system, a GUI, a application does not have the knowledge. You have it between your ears. So you install this package, that's all it is, Pantheon. Sudo pacman -s Pantheon is gonna get lots and lots and lots of packages in. And as well, it's gonna get in the GNOME. Yeah, damn it, right? It's part of the package that ArcoLinux provides us. If you type Pantheon, let's have a look. Let's go for Firefox. And then Arch, let's see if that works straight away, Pantheon, and then group or something, let's see, voila. This will be installed. And of course we see all these packages being installed. This is just something that's coming from the package builds. And you see all the information in here. So we provide you file system, var, log. There's the ArcoLinux ATT. Before the haircut, after the haircut, before installation, after installation. Difference being compare. Apache has been installed, a util has been installed, and all these things that you never heard of before. But of course, when we go to the P, we should have some Pantheon stuff, and here they are. All the Pantheon stuff is here. Do we have GNOME stuff? G. Scroll up and I say there is some GNOME stuff. We already had some GNOME stuff, but this is now new, more GNOME stuff. So it is easily to see and to follow, to track what changed. What is Pantheon? Pantheon is a bunch of applications. Okay. Now, one thing is installing, looking at it, and later on we can remove it. That's this one, ArcoLinux desktop tracer. So we have a new desktop, DOI XD. We have Pantheon desktop. We also have GNOME. I didn't ask for it, but it's there. It's like Budgie, the story of Budgie. It's GNOME. It requires on GNOME as well. Pantheon, it seems, is exactly the same thing. So do know that that's gonna happen. Log out, and they have here GNOME on Wayland, watch out with Wayland. There's still lots of problems, things that won't work on Wayland and so on. So go to GNOME on Xorg. Pantheon is this one. And then maybe we should have a quick look at what is Pantheon, where is it coming from. So I've not touched anything. This is why we have this here. Doesn't matter. It's not important. Next, I'm not gonna mess in code and configurations. I'm just gonna leave it straight from Arch. That's it. Get started. So we have here the applications, all of these things. This is how it's organized. This is how it's gonna look. If there are settings to be set, you can have a look at the word settings and see system settings and so on, whatever is possible. Here as well, some buttons to take a look at. So we've got Pantheon. What is Pantheon? Where's it coming from? You Google ArcoLinux desktop or ArcoLinux Pantheon, but I wanted to take you here first. Well, I think I have to click this one. Yeah. So you see the list of desktops environments officially supported, but then there is something that's unofficially supported. So there are more stuff that we never heard about, things that seem to exist, right? And here we have Pantheon. It's the default desktop environment originally created for elementary OS distribution. It's written from scratch. And click. Right? If you like what you see and you're on Arch, maybe it's time to switch and go to elementary OS. If this is the look you like, you always want to have this, use this. It's Linux. Now, purchase, it says here, this little trick you need to know. You just have to say 0, I don't want to pay, and then you can download elementary OS. It's not going to be Arch, it's going to be Debian. So apt install and all that. So this is elementary on Arch, and what if you say, okay, fine, cool, we can have a look at it on Arch. Can I get rid of it, right? So I'm going to use the terminal. Why the terminal? We can use just desktop treasure and launch it like that. I kind of like to see what happens on my machine. So ADT is an alias, and I need to type this, of course, in my Alacrity. ArcoLinux desktop treasure. We're gonna trash whatever we have. There are two ways. One of them is he knows what's there. That means, let's go for Alacrity again. If I type XD, then he knows, he sees some files, and he's gonna set those files in a drop-down. That's it. So if it's here, it's also here. So Pantheon can be removed like this, but Pantheon can also be removed, any of these guys can be removed also like that. Why? Because Pacman will never be Pacman the next day. And I mean by that, there will be dependency changes and things that conflict or not conflict, or will be added, will be removed, and stuff like that. So if, first of all, what I would do is trash the desktop. I am on the desktop, which is not smart, but hey, right, I can immediately reboot your computer because I will uninstall this desktop. I am on the desktop. It's not a smart idea, right? Gonna do it anyway. And here it is. He's removing all kinds of things. Long list of all the things that we did install is now gonna be removed. So this is basically Pantheon. But there will be things, that will conflict or will stay there, and that's where option 2 comes in. If that happens after running all that, and there are some remnants, so a few files, few packages stay on the machine, right? Then you can always try again by running Pantheon, because this guy is gone. Let me show you that. The ArcoLinux desktop treasure, and then we log in. It's gone. Why is it gone? Because XD, that's the user share accessions folder, is empty. Well, that's not empty, XFCE. And that's all it will provide. But here, if there is a file that had been deleted, removed, then it will be now. It will try again and try to remove everything. But as you see, nothing is there. It's already removed, right? But the other operating systems, desktops, they have a long list, package 1, 2, 3, 4, Plasma is something like that. It really needs to be removed, and lots of packages. And some depend on others, and this will always change. In due time, over time, it will change. There's no way of knowing how it will change. So option 1 and then option 2, if you need it, right? How would I proceed as well? Sudo pacman -r. Any Pantheon things left? No. There is no Pantheon thing left. Any GNOME thing left? Yes, but those GNOME things we use, right? We use the screenshot, we use the Bluetooth and stuff like that, the keyring, the desktop disk utility, things that we do use, we don't remove it. It's always, well, use your brain. Up here, it's gone, the menu is gone. Pantheon has basically been removed, and I'm still on Pantheon. So reboot your computer. Now, we do give you all kinds of logs. So again here, if you want to keep track of things, what happened to my machine? So we're back on XFCE. You go to where all the log files are. var log. This is something you need to know. This is where the Calamaris log is, where the pacman keeps its log, where the Xorg keeps its log. So this is important, right? This is the ATT. What happened to my machine? We've seen this before. It installed stuff, right? Before the haircut, after the haircut. Of course, there is something like the ADT. So here as well, we have differences. And I've did two things, right? Option 1, option 2. So before the delete, I had all these packages. And afterwards, all the green guys are gone. So the left is before the treasure. And the right one is I removed Pantheon. So at the bottom somewhere, where the P starts, all Pantheon stuff is gone from my machine. And you can compare again. I did option 2 later on. And I will say files are identical because we've seen nothing was removed. Now there's one more step you could do, right? And let's go to File and say after. This is the after installation. Let's put you a little bit here. After removing everything. That's this one, right? And this one, ArcoLinux, is again after installation. And this is before installation. So this one would be before installing Pantheon, and this will be after removing Pantheon. Is there a difference? No. So basically we have an untouched system. There is no difference between the start of the video and the end of the video. And voila, you have now another possibility to install and explore an extra desktop. And yes, a question you will ask is, why don't you remove XFCE? Don't. Keep one desktop as a backup. If one thing fails, like BSPWM, you're working in Xmonad, you're working in all these desktops, we have plenty of desktops, and it's a university. Students make mistakes. And you're stuck. You're stuck in something unworkable. It will not launch, it will throw you back to LightDM or SDDM or stuff like that, right? There's so much that can go wrong. Keep one desktop. And since we provide you with XS, which is the extra small, that would be a good idea to either start with XL, then you're the guy that says, I want to have all these applications in one go because I need them, I want them, right? I love GIMP, I love Vivaldi, and so on and so on. Or you say you're the guy that says, I don't want too much bloat, as they call it. I don't want too much software. So I'll start with the XS, the extra small. And today you can choose your kernels: Linux, LTS, Xenmod, or Zen. And this is a good fallback, a good basis, right, to explore other desktops. And if you have decided, if you think, okay, great, I know which one I have, then you can immediately download one of the ArcoLinux B ISOs and decide to go for, I don't know, left WM, DWM, any of the desktops straight on there. At this point in time, there is no intention of making an ArcoLinux B Pantheon, but just play around with it, see if you like it. And again, if you really like it, have a look at elementary.io, so the original version, the original Pantheon coming from Elementary. All right, cheers.